All right, let's do this.
What if your PSAP had a partner who could hear the hesitation in a liar's voice, catch the cracks in their tone, and never miss a beat, no matter how convincing they sound? In today's episode, I'll dive into AI-driven behavioral analysis, the next big leap in situational intelligence for 911. From spotting swatting calls before they escalate to detecting inconsistencies in real time. This is the tech that is about to make your dispatcher's spidey sense unstoppable. You can't lie to me or lie to AI either. That's coming up next on TiPS, Today in Public Safety.
Welcome to TiPS, Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Here's your host, Fletch, with today's tips.
Welcome to TiPS, Today in Public Safety. This is Fletch. I'm an ENP, and 3 times a week, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I bring you the latest, most informative, and sometimes controversial takes on public safety and emergency communications. Today, we're taking a deep dive into how AI-driven behavioral analysis can spot a liar faster than your mother could when you were 16 and swore you weren't the one who dented the car. Picture this. A 911 call comes into your center. The caller says all the right things, but something feels off. The pauses don't match the story. The tone shifts at weird times. And when you ask a simple question, they hesitate just a fraction too long. That's your special dispatcher intuition hard at work. You know, your 911 spidey sense. But what if we could put that intuition on steroids with AI-driven behavioral analysis? That's where SI, or situational intelligence, steps in. And trust me, we're just scratching the surface of what this can do for 911. The science behind the truth. Look, behavioral analysis isn't a new investigative technique. Law enforcement has been evaluating things like micro-expressions, speech cadence, and stress indicators for decades. So, what's the difference now? AI is capable of tracking dozens of these cues at once, and do it in real time without the call taker having to consciously think about it. We're talking about things like speech pattern shifts. This is when AI notices a caller's pace of speaking and when it speeds up. This is an indicative marker signifying they're avoiding a question. Tone and pitch changes, those little vocal cracks when someone gets nervous. AI can amplify even the slightest examples and correlate that with other clues. Pause analysis, that. Half-second gap before an answer, AI sees it, measures it, and logs it. Then there is a person's word choice trends. Overuse of vague phrases like I think or maybe can potentially be a red flag. Catching all of these little things allows AI to look at the big picture when listening and evaluating a 911 call. Why this belongs in a PSAP, let's be clear. This is not about deciding guilt or innocence over the phone. We're not running a courtroom here. This is about giving call takers an extra data point to assess the credibility of the caller in the moment. A few examples are as follows. A suspicious caller claiming an active shooter. AI can flag unusual hesitation patterns and emotional incongruence. This allows a dispatcher to adjust their questioning accordingly. A domestic violence call with a nothing to see here vibe, AI can pick up subtle stress indicators from a background voice, prompting escalation to law enforcement. Then there are medical calls. AI can flag inconsistent symptom descriptions that don't match established patterns, alerting EMS supervisors to double-check the situation. Here's my overall take on this. We currently trust call takers to be human lie detectors every day, but humans can only process so much information at once. AI-driven behavioral analysis isn't about replacing that skill. It's about amplifying it. Think of it as your partner at the console who never gets distracted, never misses a beat, and always remembers exactly how the last 1,000 fake calls sounded. In the age of NG 911, deepfakes, and AI-enhanced deception, we have to fight fire with fire. And when the bad guys try their best act, we'll be ready to hit them with a well-timed, "Nice try, you can't lie to me." And by the way, I know exactly where you are. My friends will be right there. That's it for today's episode of TiPS, Today in Public Safety. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you found the episode informative and learned something new. For more updates and insights, you can follow me on most social media platforms at Fletch911, and you can visit 911tips.com for a complete archive of our previous episodes. Stay safe, thanks for listening, and if you're in public safety, thanks for what you do every single day. I'll see you next time.
You've been listening to TiPS, Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Hosted by Fletch and available every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on 911tips.com. That's 911tips.com. Be sure to like and subscribe, and remember to join us each week for the latest on NG 911. I am Spider Harrison, the official 911 voiceover dude. Catch me on Sirius XM on various channels, including 90s on 9, the 10 spot, and on the Weekend Countdown on Hits 1. Or don't regret it for the rest of your life. Either way, I'm good.